Okay, so welcome. This is project number 3 in our Sweet Conversations class, and this kit is available as a gift from me to you with a qualifying purchase when you use my current host code, and you can get the details on my website www.carolbcrafts.com. We're using the Sweet Conversations stamps and the Sweethearts dies. This is a bundle, and if you buy them together you save 10%. This class kit is available through January 31st, but you don't want to wait too long because Valentine's Day isn't that far off. This is one of the more simple cards that I am doing in the class. I try to have a variety of things so that everyone feels comfortable doing the class. So it should go pretty quickly today. We are going to be using Real Red ink and Highland Heather ink, but if you don't have Highland Heather or the other, feel free to do whatever makes you happy. Use another color if you don't have those colors. So this is going to be a Valentine's Day card, and it's a fun one, and it's bright and cheery. So I'll give the dimensions so you can make more, or if you haven't got the kit you can make some with us. Now we'll do some stamping on this. It's 4 1/4 by 2. We're going to stamp our hearts on that. On the inside you're going to have a 3 1/4 by 5, and it is horizontal, so we'll have to remember to stamp it horizontal. I've done that before. I've stamped it this way and then find out, oh, my card is horizontal. So I'm going to put that horizontal so I don't forget that. But we'll be stamping these darling little hearts on the inside. And so I think that we can probably go ahead and build up a lot of the card. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to die cut those. Where is the rest? And I'm wondering, where is the pool party? There's supposed to be a pool party in here. Did I not add it? Okay, so alright, so now I have a piece of 1 by 3 1/2 pool party with adhesive backing on it, and that's going to be, well, let's just go ahead and pull these out. This is going to be for the 4 hearts. This only has 4 hearts. This has 6. I'm going to actually cut 2 of those off, so no worries there. This is a 1 1/2 by 3, 1 1/2 by 3 Real Red and Highland Heather. I'm going to cut this banner for those 2. And remember, I told you to hang on to some of your hearts from project 2. These all come from project 2. And then we'll die cut these, which is the large heart and the medium heart, not the fat one, not the rounded one, but the one that's more like a traditional size heart size style. Okay, so that's going to be our die cutting. We'll just set all that aside for now, put it with my hearts. So stamping, let's put well, we were going to build our card, weren't we? I got discouraged or distracted by the missing piece of pool party. So we have an 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 piece of basic white, scored at 4 1/4. That's our base, and again it is landscape. We have a piece of 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 Highland Heather. I love this color. It's such a pretty color. This is going to go on the inside. It is so let's just go ahead and put that in there. Highland Heather. Here you go, right inside like that, and then we'll add the inside sentiment as soon as we have stamped it. Now before we put this on the front, we want to build it up and put our ribbon on. DSP, Sweet Talk DSP, 5 1/4 by 3, 5 1/4 by 3. This paper is so pretty on both sides, and it goes with the sweet, so it's called Sweet Talk. This is a 1/16 of an inch all around. Then we have a piece of DSP also from Sweet Talk, 5 1/4 by 1. Now you can use glue too if you want to put this on, your preference. I'm going to get that on there like that. It needs to come over just a little bit. That's the benefit of using glue. And I'm going to twist it kind of off instead of pulling it straight up. There, that's better. And then we have a piece of ribbon. It is 7 inches of Highland Heather gross grain ribbon. 7 inches. Try to find which side is that's the outside. It's just going to go around. So let's put some adhesive back here in the back where that ribbon's going to land. So we have something to dig that ribbon into. Just going to put it over the center of that seam where they meet. Push it into that adhesive. Now it's ready to go on the front because we have our ribbon on. I put some on that ribbon too, just to keep it down. I might have used more than I needed to. Just depends on what mood I'm in, how much I use. Okay, there's our front. Now you don't have to do this, but I like to, where I'm going to put something, I'm going to take a glue dot, just pick it up with take your pick tool, and where I know about where those hearts are going to go, I'm just going to put that underneath, just to kind of hold that ribbon so it doesn't sag and doesn't pull away from the card when I put my hearts on there. All right, we're ready to do some stamping. So bring in your stamp apparatus. Here we go. It's still pretty and red from my from using it. Get that further up there so you can see it. Bring in my 4x6 piece of window sheet. Now inside your envelope, you're going to find, hopefully, a couple of these little labels here. And those cute little labels are from the Messages dies. You know, I'm always telling you, you need to get these. This one is from here. Awesome little label. And I found a trick that if you only want to use one label, you don't have to cut all of them. You can just cut a piece of paper. Let's just say this. You can just cut a piece of paper just the size of that one label and cut it. You don't have to cut all the labels every time you cut. Or if you want to do that label or that label. That's how I do it, and it saves a lot of time and cardstock. All right, so we're going to stamp on these. So we will need our little strip of scratch paper. So we have our 4x6 in place. We're going to get our Happy to Have You in My Life. But if you want to put something else there, you can. You don't have to use that one. Let's see. Happy to have you in my life. It's right here. And while we're in there, I'm just going to go ahead and get the other stamps too. Love you. You can tell which ones I've used because they're pink, but from the ink, but that's okay. The inside, we're going to use these little stamps here, the hearts that are filled in, and Happy Valentine's Day. So we have quite a few. So I'm just going to set these on the outside till I'm ready to use them, so I don't lose them. Love you. All right. So right now we're using Happy to Have You in My Life. And put it right there. That usually pulls the plastic out of the way, so I have to put it back in the corner and make sure it's in the corner or it won't work. If you have to re-stamp, if it's not perfectly in the corner, it won't work. You'll have a double image. So that tells me where it's going to stamp. Now I'm going to take my piece of scratch paper that I put just a little bit of Stampin' Seal on. I'm going to attach that. Try to slide this underneath. It is a tight fit, but it works. It actually does go in there. And it moved a little bit, but not enough to make a difference. And now, because it's photopolymer and because it's sticky, I'm going to put a piece of tape, removable tape, right there on that to keep it from pulling up when I stamp. And this is why you want the Stamparatus. You can do it more than one time. So we have that. Get my honest wipes and clean off my stamp. Try to get some of that ink off of my... I'm going to clean that with some alcohol and cotton wipes after I'm done, but there's no need in cleaning it because it's just going to get red again. So I'm going to wait till I'm done with my stamping. So don't need this, but you have extra if you do. Next, we'll bring in, clean off our plastic. So we're going to use it again. This time we're going to use it for the inside where we're going to, we're going to stamp, we're going to do the hearts, and you can see there's 3, 3, and 3. Because this stamp only stamps 3. So this time we're actually going to put this down here at the bottom along this line here. I'm going to line that up perfectly with that line. Come on, come on, come on. Put this down, and I'm going to tape this down right here. Because what I'm going to have to do is slide this underneath. So here's my three hearts right there in the center. Get them as even as possible and make sure my plastic doesn't move. Ink up my hearts. There we go. Now this is 5, so the center is 2.5. So if you want to be really, really precise, you can measure with a pencil. You don't want to do this with ink. Oops, sorry. So 2.5 would be right here. And I'm just making a little mark, 2.5. That tells me where the exact center is. So I can take this and line up my center heart with that dot that I made, and it's about not quite a 1/2 inch from the It's more like 3/8 of an inch. The bottom heart is like 3/8 of an inch from the bottom of the white edge. Okay, so that's going to stamp there. Make sure it's level. And then remove your plastic. Do your hearts. Now you could just do 3 if you just wanted to do 3. You don't have to do all of them, but I just like the look of all of them all the way across. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to do that again. We're going to get this and put it at the bottom along this line here perfectly and in the corner. And do it again. This time I'm going to line it up. My tape is a little bit in the way. So this time I'm going to line it up over here. Tape's still in the way. And there we go. And one more time. And we're just going to repeat that. Bring in our plastic again one more time. Line it up with the bottom. And oh goodness, I didn't put my hearts far enough over. So, darn it. So guess what? I'm going to have to put my hearts farther over. So I'm just going to line them up over here. Move it, stamp it. There we go. Now that should work now. I should have put them all the way to the end, but I didn't. But you'll know if you watch this before you do your hearts, you'll know. There. It's kind of confusing because there's so many hearts that I'm looking at, trying to line them up. I'm like, is that the hearts I want to line it up with, or is the other ones the hearts I want to line it up with? All right, so now we have our hearts. So just be sure to put it far enough over to the very left so that you don't have that same problem I had. Learn from my mistakes, right? All right, now we're going to do the Happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to go ahead and remove this mark here, my little center mark. 4x6 plastic up here. And clean this off. Now, Happy Valentine's Day. Here we go. Right there. This is a cute set. I think it's cute for everyone. It's very versatile for juvenile, children, adults, friends. It's a little bit crooked, but I can make it work. Happy Valentine's Day. Good. Yep. Ink that up. Okay. our inside is ready, and what do we need to stamp next? Our hearts. Got to stamp our hearts next. So this is ready. We have Love You. That's in, so let's do this one. Where's our piece of paper, cardstock? Here it is. We're going to do this one first in Real Red. It's the larger heart. Let me make sure that's in the corner all the way, in case I have to replace it, redo it. So this set has something of everything, something for everyone, I think. Now the next card we do, the last one, is going to be a Give It a Whirl card. So that's going to give you something a little different. I guess that's dark enough. I don't want to get too picky. And then lastly, we're going to do our Love You in Highland Heather if you have it. If you don't, you can do it in the red, Real Red. All right, Love You in Highland Heather. Switch those out. Love You. So pretty. I love Highland Heather. It's such a pretty purple. I love pink, I love purple. And they're in this kind of in the same color family, so I guess that's why I love them both. All right, now to die cut. Put these away in my little Stampin' Up ink pad holder. And bring in my little mini. So with the mini, we have a 2 plate, which is Well Loved. And I bring in my hearts, line those up. I've got removable tape. Take your time so you line it up perfectly. And I'm actually, I don't trust myself. I'm going to do this twice on both sides. And that Scotch removable tape you can get at Amazon.com. You can buy 2 rolls, or it's cheaper if you buy 2 than to buy 1. If you buy 1, you'll pay a lot. And if you buy 2, you just pay a couple dollars more and you get 2 rolls. So you can also get it at Office Depot online. But they don't have it in the store. You'd have to get it online and have it delivered to the store. And I'm going to move this over off of the paper. And my heart is moving. That's why I use 2, because even though I put it in place, it still likes to move. All right. Here we go. Go on in there. Do your job. So here we go. There's our hearts. Lovely, lovely. I always like it when it works out the way I want it to, and I don't have to do it over. So here's a piece of our, I already gave you the dimensions for this, and I've noticed that the mini works better if this plate is a little bit over the plate underneath. It has something to grab hold of. So what I'm talking about is when you do this plate, these two plates can be even down here at the bottom, but when you do the top plate, make it so it's just a little bit, hangs a little bit over, so that when you put it in, it has something to grab hold of. If it's behind, then it has a hard time finding something to grab. So that's a little trick to let you know to use your mini so you can love it as much as I do. So put it a little bit over and feed it in. Okay, there's our banners. And then lastly, we have this with the adhesive on the back. Makes our life a lot easier. Hopefully, you know, I'm just going to tape that down because I can, and I don't want to have to worry about it shifting when I put it in there. This just makes life easier too. I'm all about making life easier. Crafting isn't supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be fun. And of course the removable tape doesn't tear your cardstock, which is wonderful. Okay, we're done with our die cutting. So here's our hearts. I don't think we use any of these hearts, so that you can use those for something else. I'm going to bring in our hearts from yesterday, or last kit class, if I can. Now the red ones have adhesive backing on them. We don't need that many. And if you threw them away, maybe you can use some of the leftovers from your other things to, or fish them out of the trash. I've done that before. Have you done that before? Okay, let's go ahead and put this inside. Do the easy stuff first. Relatively easy. Good. Banners, these are the same size, but if you look here, this one, the Highland Heather one, is a little bit shorter, like I staggered them. So you'll probably want to cut off some of that top. It's about 1/8 of an inch stagger there. So I'm going to take some scissors and I'm just going to cut across the top. And there I go. Now they're even. So I'm going to want that about 1/2 inch from the edge of the Highland Heather here. You can use glue if you want, or you can use Stampin' Seal. There, maybe not quite 1/2 inch. I don't know that it really matters how far away you are. You don't want too far away. And then this one is just going to be kind of staggered, about 1/8 of an inch from that side. This is going to go here. How did I put that on? I used glue dots for that. So let me grab my glue dots. A couple of glue dots here. 1, 2. I'm going to put one in the center too. just so that it's something to grab hold of. And it's about an eighth, a little more than an eighth of an inch from the top of the banner. Just wherever you think it looks good. Now the hearts, they're going to go down here, and then the love you. Hope I don't lose any hearts this one. So I used glue dots for this. Put a glue dot heart in the top and in the bottom and in this one. So glue dot, glue dot, glue dot. There. And then this one, glue dots as well. Glue dot, glue dot, and glue dot. This one of the reasons I used a glue dot to hold on the ribbon, because these will pull the ribbon up. And then that one's just going to go kind of like right there. Now our pool party hearts, you can see. I can see that I probably want to cut off this one. So here's 4. I'm gonna just follow that around and round that off as though it was never there. It's not that hard, just don't cut too much. And don't be too much of a perfectionist like me. Sometimes it can be to your disadvantage. So I'm going to take that backing off. And put that about a ½ inch from the DSP, the top of the DSP, and over here on the edge, straight across. I'm going to look at it this way before I push it down, because it might look straight, but then when you pick it up and look at it, it's not. So here's the fun part. We have a, I'm just going to put, now I know that the red heart that's going to go here has a backing on it, so I'm just going to pull that backing off. And these are from yesterday, or the last kit we did. So I told you to hold on to them, so I hope that you did. And then these other ones, we're just going to put a dot of glue, boom, 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 and I do mean just a dot, nothing too much. Granny Apple Green is going to go here. Where is my purples? I had some dark purples. Where did they go? And I don't. So what shall I do? What shall I do? All right, so there's that. So I have a 1x2 piece of gorgeous grape that I'm going to run through my little mini real quick. So here we go. So you didn't have a gorgeous grape left over, so I had to add this. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Behave, for heaven's sakes. Run that through. Come on, you can do it. So here's our gorgeous grape hearts. Now, you can use this for something else too. So I'm going to put this here where I have that glue. And if you need to move it around, you can use this. Now, let's see. You have lots of hearts left over for other things. So, push those aside. Clean off our mess here. What do we have left to do? It looks like we are ready to do our rhinestones. They're inside your envelope. There's 3 red rhinestone basic jewels. You'll put 1 on each side here of this. And then you're going to put 1 down here by I love you, right there. Alrighty, so we have our card. Now this was supposed to be an easy card. Hopefully, when you get your kits, they will be complete and you won't have to go through some of the things I had to go through to make this. Okay, so thanks for joining me. I hope you liked this card, and join me Friday for the 4th card in this class kit, and be sure to check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com. Bye.